All right. I'll Eric to come down, but it's yeah.
But again, if you go upstairs and look, that's what I said.
Yeah.
There's a door frame that's completely broken down because of her. There's things that she does when she gets out of her mind that breaks into the door and.
Okay. I get Jess coming in and telling me we're going to send the ambulance here, and then somebody called about it. I'm like, who fuck called? She did. I'm like, oh, okay. I told her, I said, call us. If you got a complaint to make, you got to call. At first, I was like, oh, you can come down. And I was like, no, call the state police. We have nothing to do with this. This is nothing. I was like, tried to explain. It's like, so nothing happens. I'm like, no, if something's to be done, it is improper for us to do that. So, either way, yeah. You got the ball tonight, right?
What?
I said you got the ball tonight. That means you're in control. All right, you good? With us leaving, you want us to wait around? Okay. You cool with that there, Sarge?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, cheers.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Danny from the Constitution State here today. I hope everybody's having a good day. Once again, today's video takes place in East Lyme, Connecticut, and involves the East Lyme Police Department and disgraced police chief Michael Finkelstein. And I know we've been on these guys a lot, and it seems like we may be hard on them, but I don't believe they're all bad. And I believe there are probably some of them that are very upset about this situation and how the department's been run overall for a while. I was sent the original videos that East Lyme has. I didn't get them from the news. I didn't get them from somebody else. I'm not going to put it out there who sent them to me because I don't know if they want me to, but I appreciate it. And I honestly feel bad for the good ones there and what they've had to go through because this makes them all look bad.
Camera. I'm telling you what she said. Okay, bye-bye. All right, goodbye.
Irene, Stephanie, we recently got hours worth of this video from the Connecticut State Police, and it shows everything from when Finkelstein is placed in handcuffs at his home to when he's brought to Troop K in Colchester to be booked.
Hey, unfortunately, we have an arrest warrant for you.
This is the best way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah, we consider other ways, but we'd rather not do it at your work.
3 state troopers show up to serve a warrant on Michael Finkelstein last June. This new body camera video shows it all. At times, Finkelstein is confrontational.
Yeah, for policy, I still got to cuff you behind the back and everything like that. So turn around for me.
It's not your policy, but
okay. Well,
you know for a fact it's not your policy. You know how handcuffing policy is.
But when I transport you, we have to handcuff you behind the back.
You don't actually, but
okay.
Hey, I'll teach you your own policies in a little bit.
Even argumentative.
So it's breached and this early? They did breach in this early, yeah. For what?
Just the whole incident overall.
So in my own house, whose peace was breached.
And other times is calm and quiet, silent in fact, as he's riding in the passenger seat of a cruiser, handcuffed, being brought to Troop K in Colchester to be booked.
The right to remain silent.
Right now, Finkelstein is facing charges of disorderly conduct, breach of peace, violation of a protective order, and giving a false statement. Some of this relating to arguments with his wife, police say turned physical. Others over a gun, police say wasn't properly disclosed to them. In the video, Finkelstein is booked. Eventually, he bonds out, and he's been off the job on paid leave ever since. The town has hired an outside law firm to conduct an investigation. Finkelstein's labor attorney tells us commenting on the body camera video would be premature, but says portions of the body camera footage were part of the internal investigation review. We are anxiously awaiting the final investigative report. We learned Friday the town hopes to have that report back by the end of the month. There were other times that officers from here in East Lyme responded to Finkelstein's home as well. We have requested that body camera footage, but not received it quite yet. As far as Finkelstein on the court side of things, he's due back in court much later this year. He has applied for it is in a diversion program, which means his charges could eventually be dropped. Your reporter live in East Lyme tonight, Luke Hydash, Channel 3, Eyewitness News.
And as we see, these news outlets got hours of footage from the state police, but nobody else has got that yet. And I don't understand why they don't post these videos. They just take 10-second clips and put it up and put it out. We don't want to see that. We want to see the whole thing. But it looks like the state police pick and choose who they give it to. So this is the initial incident from 2023. This involves Officer Lawrence Watson and manager Eric Holt, and also Dana Juzurek, or whatever that is. Hopefully, all 3 of these people are fired. Honestly, we don't know what Dana has done yet, but there is indications of a relationship there. His wife thought something was going on. And if that's true, canner. I've already showed some of these, so we're not going to go through all of them. But as they said here, he had quite a few drinks that night and he was drunk. He talks about driving and seeing them and all this stuff, and they never once could tell that he was drunk and probably shouldn't have been driving a car. Maybe gave him a breathalyzer. And as we see here, she told police that they had been fighting a lot because of his relationships with other women. Here she says he jammed a toy remote interface and that the East Lyme police did nothing and told her to contact the state police. And they closed the investigation later without ever contacting the state police. And this is where they talk about Dana. The incident of interest occurred on June 18th, 2023. Manager Jizarek was notified of the incident by one of the two officers at the scene of the incident. He called Manager Jizarek because the incident was considered a significant event. The chief of the ELPD was involved in the incident. I do not know exactly what information she was given, nor do I know what instructions she gave to the on-scene manager. I received the information from Acting Chief Masick, which is weird. So she was notified, and they even called it a significant event, and they chose to do nothing about it. They chose to leave a domestic violence victim with their abuser who had access to weapons, who was intoxicated. Fire them all. In all probability, she must know who was involved, wrote Perkins, what happened and what actions the officers at the scene had taken, and what instructions she may have given.
Told Eric to come
Yeah,
down, but
it's,
yeah.
and she just goes off on things for no reason.
Yeah.
Today there was no reason for it. It's just the cycle of up and down, and today was just one of those things where she went off tonight and started screaming, yelling, screaming. There's nothing I can even explain to her.
Yeah.
But I didn't grab her face, didn't do any of that stuff. Yeah, I was in the car, wouldn't get out of the car. I took the car for a ride because
I saw you.
You saw
Yeah,
me,
I saw
right?
you.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was like, I'm just going to get out of here. I'm going to get away from the situation. And I drove back here, and I drove back in the situation, and I was just like, hey, you know what?
Who was this?
Our son.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I don't know. I can't tell. But I'm like, actually, no, it's not. But I'm like, I'll drive back in the situation, and I will just come back and be fine. And it was like, it wasn't fine. She's just irrational. And yep, I was sitting in the car, and I didn't want to get out of the car, and so I don't know. There's no violence. It's just not working out.
What do you want to do tonight?
Hmm?
What are you going to do tonight?
Probably leave.
What's that?
Probably leave. Yeah.
Okay.
Spend a good amount of time sleeping in the car. I've already done this before.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, listen. I'll
Yeah. But yeah, it's like if you go upstairs and look, that's what I said.
Yeah.
You know, there's a door frame that's completely broken down because of her. There's things that she does when she gets out of her mind that breaks into the door and. So,
yeah. Okay. Listen,
yeah.
Yeah. It's. I could just come in and tell him we're going to send the ambulance here, and then somebody called about it. I'm like, what the fuck called? She did. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yep. So we'll just wait for Eric, and then you guys figure out.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, I'll tell her that if you're planning on you're gonna take off for the night or whatever you're gonna do, and that way, you know they do. What's up? I told her, I said, if you got a complaint to make, you got to call. At first, I was like, oh, you can come down. And I was like, no, call the state police. We have nothing to do with this. This is nothing. I was like, tried to explain. It's like, so nothing happens. I'm like, no, if something's to be done, it is improper for us to do that. So, either way, I mean, you want us, if we leave now, everything good? Or is she going to?
I couldn't.
Well, obviously, my suggestion is you said you're going to take off for the night.
Well, I tried leaving, and you saw me.
Yeah,
you saw me, and then this back home. So I came back home, and then she started, it's like starts yelling at me. Like, I walk away from shit.
Diffuse it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I mean,
nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I would.
But it's to the point where
the normal person, I'm going to tell you, hey, grab your shit and go somewhere for the night.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
You got somewhere you can go?
I thought Motel 6.
No, I wouldn't go there.
The Bellagio?
You ain't been there in a while. Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Actually, we have a combination for sale too.
Yeah, you want to.
You could come
I
to
was going to
Brisbane
send
and
you
watch.
watch.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be watching them.
All right.
Yeah, we got nobody there tonight.
All right.
John's
I'll leave.
Baldino's over there.
Forget my
Well,
business.
listen. I mean,
No,
obviously, we're not.
Nope. I know you're not.
I think
It's
it's definitely
best for everybody.
It's definitely the smart thing to do.
Everybody's best interest right now that
Yep.
they're separated. Yep.
Agreed.
I'm not denying that.
So, yeah. You got the ball tonight, right?
What?
I said you got the ball tonight. That means you're in control. All right, you good with us leaving? You want us to wait around? Okay. You cool with that there, Sarge?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, all right, we got now.
And this is where it gets crazy because court doesn't talk about any of this. Nobody talks about, the news doesn't talk about any of this. This is the big deal right here. I think this is bigger than all of it. He was charged a third time in June after he told troopers the only weapon he had was his department-issued 9mm handgun and signed a statement to that effect. But when investigators searched the database for firearms registered to him, they said 2 additional handguns came up, not 1. All the news keeps talking about is 1 handgun. Finkelstein told troopers he did not remember what happened to the other firearms, police said, and later suggested he transferred at least 1 of them to a coworker when he worked in Ledyard's police department. Police said investigators later confirmed he sold 1 gun to a coworker, but never filed the paperwork to transfer. That's against the law. That's a felony. And yeah, they said they confirmed it, but they have shown absolutely no evidence that they actually confirmed it. And even if this is past the statute of limitations, they should use this in smoking him for lying and having another gun after he signed a statement saying he didn't and he was on a protective order. He now has a pattern of lying and not following the law. This isn't something small. If this was any of us, we would be in jail. Absolutely. Firearms, the judge would be telling us how serious it is instead of giving us a diversion program. Police said Finkelstein later admitted that the remaining firearm was at his home. When troopers went to collect it, they said it was found in a duty bag on the floor of the garage. While the handgun was in a locked case, police said it was loaded and the key was nearby. And this is a summary of the state gun laws. This is some of this and our actual laws off the website. And it states you are absolutely supposed to file paperwork to transfer a firearm. Handgun sale transfers procedures. All handgun sales and transfers, whether by licensed dealers or unlicensed persons, must conform to specified state procedures. And this is what they're supposed to do when they sell the weapon. Ensure they know the person to whom they're providing the firearm. Document the transaction with state police and appropriate local officials within 48 hours. And keep the transaction records for law enforcement inspection, which we know he did none of. When a buyer takes possession of a handgun, he or she must sign a receipt for it, providing 1, his or her name and address, the firearm make, model, manufacturer's number, caliber, and general description, the transfer data and authorization number, and his or her permit eligibility certificate number. And I mean, everything that has to do with this, it seems like it's a Class C felony with at least mandatory 2 years and $5,000 fine. Any pistol or revolver found in the possession of any person in violation of a provision of this section shall be forfeited. So he should never get that firearm back, but we know they'll give it to him. 2934, false statement or information in connection with sale of transfer or pistol or revolver prohibited. Sale or transfer to person under 21 years, age prohibited, temporarily transfer. Temporary transfer penalties. No person shall make any false statement or give any false information connected with purchase, sale, delivery, or any other transfer of any pistol or revolver. Any person violating any provision of the subsection shall be guilty of a Class C felony for which 2 years of the sentence imposed may not be suspended or reduced by the court. But yet they just gave him violation of a protective order. Who else can go out and violate a protective order with a weapon and they're not in jail? Our bond right now would be $100,000. We wouldn't have just done 56 days of a program and then they modify the protective order so we could go home. As we see, East Lyme is in New London County. And who covers New London County? Troop E. So I don't understand why they have to pay an outside investigator to come in and investigate it when we already pay the state police to do this stuff. They just refuse to do it because somebody talked about the case. Even though they didn't say anything at all that was really crucial, the state police ran away. They were looking to wash their hands of it as soon as they could. That's East Lyme right there. That's Troop E's territory. Why did Troop K have to come and arrest him? Why did we have to pay other officers to drive all the way out of their jurisdiction, waste more time and money to arrest him? Because Troop E wants to be a bunch of clowns. Like, I used to respect Troop E a lot. And over the past 6 months, they have really murdered any shred of respect I had for them.